Hola. Buenos dias. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've already done 2 videos right now, but I'm back inside. I'm changing through its different atmospheres, through different line formations. Everything through its connection energy wires is its line formations. So I'd like to bring this a little bit more step further about what's going on with its formations and how everything is connected through your body and ecosystems, and how you can correct all your divisional lines through your life systems, and how you can correct everything through its body and ecosystems, and how you communicate in all waving signals through its transferring lights of the systematical systems that is given to you through its formations of its gravity centers. So, like I said, I have so much information that I can telecommunicate through its telegraphing centers, and it's amazing how you get this mind graphing system of a computer analytical mind matrix system, and it formulates on so many different levels of communications. So I hope everybody's doing well. I feel like doing another video right now because I think it's very important. You guys are still confused about what is line formation. How do you center everything around yourself through its body structure of its ego system? Everybody has lifespan, like I said, and it also goes on in circulation as rotation. So it's very important to understand what is line division. What is he talking about? What is subdividing? What is the calculation? What is the modification? What is the mass? What are the calibrations? All these things are in the matrix systems, okay? And that's how everything is connected through the body and ecosystems, and how everything balances out through its mind-braving, computer analytical balancing systems of its matrix and its grid systems, okay? See this? This is line formation. Everything line formates, okay? So it's all about understanding the calculation from here to there. Okay, remember I was talking about E equals mc squared? Well, that's exactly what it is. So it also creates its revolution of its realms when it comes to relativity, okay, because Einstein created that. The velocity of speed from going from one slow to one fast. And how do you calculate one from another? If you drop a rock and you have a piece of paper, which one's going to fall first? Right? It's physics, right? So it's all about understanding everything through its communication of electronic interference, because everything formulates through its line centers. So you have that rock and you have that piece of paper. It's always communicating, but you have to look at the weight mass, okay? You have to look at its modification, its calculation, its calibration, and everything through its force, okay? Because it has body force, it has mass force, and that's how you line formate everything. So from the rock coming down, it line divides. Same with the paper, line divides. You got to look at the weight conception, okay? Now, basically, the rock will hit first, right? Because it's heavier than the paper, okay? But it's a harder impact. And then when the paper falls, it's a lighter impact, okay? So it's understanding line dividing. Now, what happens if you go to a higher altitude? Okay, what's going to happen? It's a totally different atmosphere, totally different oxygen level. Okay, so it's about understanding its wind factors, understanding its atmospheres, it's understanding its location, it's understanding its DNA structure, it's understanding its balance, it's understanding its lifespan, it's understanding its soul recognition. Okay, because everything is created through its soul. Now, it's not a human soul, but it's the center of a soul. And that's how it's created, through its center. So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers. You guys are amazing because we're going on so many different forces right now. But I want to bring this to everybody's attention. It's very important you understand what's going on through its line formation, okay? And how you can use that calculation and everything around it through its formulation. So just going to get a... And you got to remember too that you're full of information when it comes to its pixelization. Once you get into communication levels of this matrix systems, then you understand your shapes and how everything line divides through your life systems. Okay, so basically you got to cross, right? That, right? Now, center points, that point dimensions, okay? This is basic stuff. Okay, everything in its center, okay, it's like that. Anything in its center, okay, this is you. This is you, okay? This, in retrospect, is you. So we'll do I'll do a lower version. Okay, I'll do cycles. divisional lines, circulations, rotation. So I'll do a little body center, okay? A little personal, what it looks like, okay? I'm just showing you how you guys are formulated through its center and how it calculates and it communicates with its gravity centers and how you communicate with all its vibrations through its ground formations, its atmospheres, its galactic system, and its energy core. Hey, Bridget, how you doing? How's it going? Yep, 1111. Yeah, extremely powerful. Yep. That line divides too. Those letters and numbers. Okay, numbers turn into shapes. Shapes turn into numbers. But anyway, I'm going to get back into this. It's extremely important. Everybody understands what's going on through its line dividing. Okay, so it's basically like this. Okay, this is you in the center. Okay, these are point centers. Okay, all right. These are different dimensional point centers of realms. Okay, it's called a lifespan through its circulation and its rotation. So your life cycle. Okay, let's call it a life cycle. Very important to the human vessel. That's your life cycle. Okay. All right. Now everything goes on its continuous force. Everybody knows that. It's very important to understand that. Okay. I love giving information to you guys because you're paying attention, you're listening, and we're formulating a lot faster too with our questions, which is great. So kudos on that. Extremely informative with its information. Okay, so everything circulates and rotates. Okay. Goes through wind cycle. Wind cycle. Okay. I'm just going to show you how you get your gravitation with your life. So there's a wind cycle. Okay, so everything's going to circulation, rotation. That's you in the center. Everything through its center is activation through its circles of its center. Okay, that's how it becomes its life cycles. Okay, because everybody knows everything resides on its continuous force. Hey, E, welcome back. Yeah, master of everything. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I had a little problem with outside because we're going through so much electronic interference because I'm connected through its ground centers and everything through its matrix centers and everything through its vibration of its communication of its activation centers. My high rising systems were overloading its systems through the computer analytical graphing medical systems. So that's why I had to come back in through its, rooming systems. You're going to hear me say more and more systems because systems is everything to the matrix. So you guys will pick that up as you go on. That's exactly what it is so far. Okay, that's your life cycle, okay, through its wind cycle. Okay. Now, everything through its center is its ground formation. Okay. This is the ground formation. Now, the ground formation is going to circulation rotation. This is what it's doing. Whenever I was telling you about how you are so connected through electronic interference and how it connects in so many ways and forms, same thing with the cycles and its divisionals of the matrix core centers, which is its energy magnetic force system highway centers. Okay, so that's it. That's the ground formation. Okay, this is you in the center. Okay, everything is line divided through its point centers. Okay, so basically what's happening right now, okay, it's communicating with you with your body center. Okay, and again, it's a angular base. Okay, that's what's happening right now. Now, everything through its gravitation has its pull because the grounding centers is its communication. And that's where it comes full communication of vibration through the harmonic systems of the galactic dimensional earth of its matrix core, okay, which is the matrix earth. Okay, so once it has that, it's now communicating with you with full wind cycles. Okay, it's communicating with you. This is a gravitation pull from its ground formation. So everything goes on to circulation, its rotation. So now it's communicating with you through its dense alloy, because everybody's communicated with their soul recognition, and their soul recognition is either metal or it's a light formation. So it's understanding how to high divisional levels through your chakra formations, and everything through its calculation becomes its modification, and modification becomes everything through its space of its continuum. Okay, so that's basically what it is. Okay, so it's communication airways. Okay, this is the ground center. It's going through circulation rotation. This is your life cycles. Okay, through its wind cycle, through its continuous force. Right. This is the activation of its center. And don't forget, you also are in a plasmasium force system. You just don't know it. Okay? You don't realize when you go through things like, it's interesting how you see yourself when you're walking and all of a sudden, whoa, what was that? What did I feel? You're going through a plasma force. You don't know that. Only the higher self, the galactic, the matrix knows that. And that's how connected you are when you're in the light formation. If you're three-dimensional, you're going through its meditation. And you're going to feel it too, because now the ground communication is going through its atmosphere communication. All right. So now, basically, like I said, everything is point center. So one more time looking at that. Okay. So its level of its continuous force, high rises, okay, through its atmosphere. Atmosphere. Okay. Atmosphere. All right. So now we're in the ground formations to its atmosphere. Okay. So once it has its connection, okay, it high rises, okay, into space. Okay. And this is how it communicates in all ways and forms every single day. You guys don't realize that, but you're communicating every single day through its vibration of its harmonic systems. Okay, so this is space. Okay. You see what's happening here? Everything's this connection. Okay. So here, it's got its atmospheres. Okay. Anything that's ground formation? Okay. Okay. We got that so far. So we get the ground formation, communication lines, and circulation rotation. This is you, activation in its circle cycles, through its life cycle, through its wind cycle, through its activation. Okay. So now you're into space. You see how everything line divides? Everything is center point. Okay. So understanding that is knowing your northwest, south, and east. Okay. So one more left is divisional lines on the east side. Okay. Which is the center of you, because it goes its circulation, its rotation through its ecosystem. So basically it's the center of you. Okay. Center of you. Okay. Center of you. So you see what's happening here? You're getting communication waves every single time through its activation of its plasmasium force system through its center point. Everything. Okay? North, south, east, west. Okay? Everything through its cycles of its circles. And that's how it becomes a life cycle. Okay? Everybody with me so far? Why do you rotate from north to south instead of south to north? Or is that a magnetic goes from north to south? That's a great question. The reason why we go north to south, okay, because the line divides everything through its division of its body system, okay? You can't get sidewind this way, and you can't sidewind this way because its communication is off center. Everything is point center. And that's how you line divide everything through its center of you and everything through its connection of its life cycle. So it's very important that you understand north and south. It's just full connections. Once you get the full connection, then you get sidewind circles of east and west. And everything through its activation, okay, is you. Okay? But its ground formation always comes up. Okay? Space always comes down. Okay? And what happens through its activation of the center? You meditate, it goes into space. Space goes back into you. Okay? It goes in full rotation through its activation center, goes back into the ground formations. Now you're communicating a higher level of its grounds. Okay? That's what I mean by understanding its line formation, because everything is lined. Okay? Through its activation centers. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. You've been seeing that cross since January? Oh, that's great. So you're getting connection energy waves. So your body systems through your life center, everything through its space, and everything through its atmospheres, everything through its wind cycles and its ground formations. That's great. East and west, the square spinning on point on north and south. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So one more time. Okay. So basically understanding communication lines, okay, through its activation centers, okay, is its full rotation. So to center you, okay, is to understand everything through its ground formation and its communication. To center you is to understand everything through its atmosphere and its communication. To understand everything through its atmosphere is to understand its communication of vibration through the harmonic signals of space, okay? Once you go to a higher divisional level, then you have to understand more communication, okay, through its higher vibrations. And then you go into the galactic and then into the matrix. But everything formalizes in space, okay? So once you center your life through its life cycle, then you meditate, okay? And now you have communication with its ground formations and everything through its communication lines of its cross and everything in its communications with yourself of its center, okay? But that's exactly what it is. That's how you get your life cycles in center every single day of its point center. Point center, point center, point center, point center. Okay? Now, when that happens, you're using the mind and the brain frequencies through the meditation methods. So it's going on its circulation, its rotation, and its spinning, its cycles faster and faster and faster. So it's kind of like a clock mechanism of time's continuum. Okay, it's constantly circling. Okay, so now its communication is going all wave in cycles through the northwest, south, and east. And that's how important it is to understand your traveling mechanisms. Okay? That's how everything is cycle divide through its circulation as rotation. Okay? Through space, through its atmospheres, and its ground formations. So, Anna, how you doing? Yeah, I got your comment. That was great. It's good to see that. Yeah, it's just saying that my perceptions are changing through its weather patterns. As soon as I go outside, it changes its line formations right away. It changes its communication. It changes its vibration. As soon as I come back inside, again, it changes. It has to change because you're changing different oxygen levels. Because there's heat inside and there's cold outside. So those are totally two different atmospheres of communication levels. And everything line divides through a different vibration. And that's what's really powerful, okay, through its connection. But this is what it is, okay? So you have your lifespan of you, okay? This is the connection to you, to everything, through its activation of its centers, okay? Through its space, through its atmospheres, and through its ground formations. Everything circulates and rotates. Now, once you're in space, your communication is going through its wind cycles of its circulation, of its rotation, of its matrix center, okay? And now you're communicating through electronic interference. I've already placed this already, which is the communication magnetic highway. And the electronic interference is coming down. Okay, this is powerful stuff, guys. It really is. This is understanding its communication wave signals from the matrix and its communication airways of its radio signals. Okay? So we went from the ground formations to communications of its center, which is life cycle of you, okay? And now we're going through its north winds of its communication levels of space, how it rotates in circles and cycles through its meditation methods, okay? See? You see how it's all connecting now? See that electronic interference coming down, right? That's exactly what it is. I call these windbreakers, okay? These are line formations, electronic interference. This is connecting to higher levels of matrix grid systems, okay? All right. Same with the ground formation. Ground formation has its communication airwaves, but it's electronic interference coming up. Okay, so it's going up like this. And this is how everything line divides. Because the ground formation is communication, is high wind in its force with its atmospheres, and the atmosphere is communication with the space, and space is communicating back with its life source, which is center of you, through its life cycle and its wind cycle. So everything is on its circulation and its rotation. Okay. Right? Now it's in full completion of communication from your center of you to space. See what's happening here? Everything line divides. See that? Electronic interference. It's coming down. See? See that? The matrix grid systems? That's what's happening right now. Everything line formates through electronic interference. Okay? Powerful stuff, eh? This is amazing. I love it. I just love it. So once it goes into circular rotation, it goes on its wind cycles, and it gets stronger and stronger every single time. The more you become light formations, the more the ground formations communicate with you through electronic interference. And once it gets stronger, it creates higher divisional levels of electronics through its hydraulic systems. And the hydraulic systems get a lot more powerful. So I'm going to line wind its sections and grade its colorations, okay? So I'm going to illuminate the colorations so you see what I'm talking about here. Same with space. Once you connect with the matrix and its systems and the galactic systems, it high rises on the circulation of its magnetic forcing highway. It's a kinetic energy magnetic field. So once you understand that, then you understand everything around its surface. And that's how everything is connected through its light force of the center of you and the connection energy waving patterns of its force recognition of its atmospheres and its wind cycles of its life cycle. Okay, but that's exactly what it is. Okay. So that just shows you how powerful it is once you get connected through meditation. Okay, and everything else, goes through the crown chakra, and the crown chakra sends back down the information to the body center, and it illuminates its chakra formations. Okay, because the chakra formations are sidewinding its north and south, east and west. Okay, but it line divides. Okay, remember what I said? It's going like this, right? It's a galaxy system. It's creating new particles. As soon as you meditate, it stops and line divides right away. Okay, so depending on what your voicing grid says through its communication of its waving signal, if you illuminate one chakra formation, it's going to connect to its ground formation right away. Okay, which is the grounds. Okay, and I believe the color is brown, right? It's Earth. Okay, Mother Nature, Mother Core. So you're communicating through electronic interference right away. So that chakra formation is illumination through its body center, which is connected through its ground center. Okay, that's how powerful you are. Once you understand meditation and how important it is to understand line divisions, because everything is connected through electronic interference of its circles and cycles. Okay, so when I say cycles, that means your life cycle. When I say circles, circles is its rotation through its body centers. Okay, body centers, body centers, body centers, line divide. Okay, chakra formation, illumination, expansion through the energy fields. Okay? So hopefully you guys are getting a better understanding now, okay, how everything is connected. So, like I said, you're 7 divisional lines, okay? You start with those. You start from the ground, you work your way up. We've been through this before with its meditation methods and how important it is to understand your solar mechanisms, because you're line dividing 5 divisional levels from its solar connection from here all the way to definitive define of its space, okay? Then you go from a higher section to a higher section, and that's a higher illumination of vibration through the harmonic systems, okay? So once you understand that, then you understand your body systems a little bit more better through the communication of line signals. Now, everything is electronic interference, and how everything is line formated through your body centers of its life cycles. So, powerful stuff, eh? I'm just highlighting it right now so you guys can actually see the picture of its diagram. But that's exactly what it is. That's how powerful you are once you master communication levels of chakra formations and how you get connected with Mother Nature, Mother's core, its ground formations, okay? Now, anything in the middle is its soul connection, which is the solar plex, right? That's the soul connection. That's how you use its circulation, its rotation, okay? Everything through its protection, everything through its confidence levels, okay? there's a lot of definitions of what chakra formations are, and they have different colorations from its multiverse too, which it connects on different parallels through its dimensional sets, which becomes its point centers. Okay. So once you activate those chakra formations, okay, what happens is it high rises in so many divisional levels of space and its continuance force of its electronic interference. So that electronic interference gets full collaboration and partnership with its chakra formation and its activation of its codes. Okay, it sends back down the information into the crown chakra, back into the center of the life cycle, which is you, circulates and rotates. Okay, once it understands information, okay, it connects to its ground formations. Ground formation connects back to you. You understand that information, you go back up into space. And that's how it keeps going back and forth through the north and south. Okay, E? So it's very important to understand now you have communications of line divisions, which is up. Okay, it's never like this. It's always up. Okay, and everything through its cross, okay, is its life circle and how that everything rotates and circulates through its life cycles and its wind cycles. Okay. So that's what it is. That's exactly what happens when you go through life cycles or wind cycles, and everything through its atmospheres and everything through its ground formations and everything through its space and its matrix and how it communicates in so much electronic interference. And that's how important it is for everybody to understand their body systems. Okay? So, yeah, everything is clockwise. Yeah. So, anyway, there you go. But I'll show you exactly what it is. So remember, you are the center of everything to its ground formation, its atmospheres, and its space continuum. Okay? You just have to understand your chakra formations and really, really data input and output everything through its body systems and understand its information through its energy of its vibration and its intelligence. So, wind force, emotions, and intention. That comes from cloud formation's electronic interference. Every cloud formation is in a different dimensional set. E. You have to understand that cloud formations subdivide. They go from here to here to here to here. Some are like this, some are like that. So remember I was saying in my last video how it's come together. This is communication, but my perceptions are line dividing everything. So it's going out like this, and it's seeing its clouds, right? So once you see the cloud, you see it's line dividing through its different shapes, and you're understanding its activation of its code systems, okay? So now it's going like this, okay? Now it might go up like this. And once it formulates, it's going into its parallel. And once it reaches its parallel, is now connected through its dimension. And that's where it gets its full wind cycles and its communication of its partnership. So now you have partnership with the divisional line of a high vibration through the harmonic system, through a dimensional set, okay? So every cloud formation is in a different dimensional, okay? It's understanding how to shape wind clouds through its electronic interference. Because the higher realms that you go, the more colors you see through its connection of the matrix systems, okay? So that's how everything is connected through its shapes and its colorations and its activations. And that's how everything line divides through its shapes and everything through its calculation. So, but how's everybody doing? Everything you create, E, is from the mind and the brain. You are the visual. You are the creation. And that's how everything line divides. Okay? Everything line divides. So this point center of this lens here, right here in my glasses, line divides right here to the lamp. See this point here? To the pillow. See? It's a triangular base. Okay? Now you have to understand, it depends on your position, but always remember you are the center of its life cycle every single day. And you have to also understand how to communicate with its line divisional levels of its vibration because it's intelligence. Okay? But yeah, you are the creator of your own emotions. It's just you're connecting through its nature's core, through its center of its matrix center. Okay? But you have to also too understand its perceptions. Because every communication line is a different signal of a vibration. And those vibrations are colors too, because everything through its line formation is a different coloration of vibration, which is intelligence. And it's understanding your energy. It's understanding the communication energy of its line formation. Okay? So if you're reaching the graphing center, okay, of a solar center, okay, which is on circulation and rotation. Now, I'm looking at the ground, okay? Now, from the ground, okay, has a different connection energy wire. It's electronic interference, so it's gravitational pull. Okay, that's how it circulates and rotates through its line divisions of life cycles of you. Now, that vibration is going to be lower because it's on the ground formations. So the higher you go through its atmospheres is a higher divisional level of vibration. But each vibration has a different level of coloration because everything evolves around its matrix, and that's how everything is centered through you, through all communications. It's powerful stuff. It really is. It's complicated. It gets more complicated when you're in the matrix systems. But that's exactly what it is. So. But if you want to get technical, I'm saying in a human point of view, but when you're a light formation and you know everything through its centers of its cycles, because once you understand your life cycle, you're a gravitation of everything through its matrix center. Like I said, once you have the matrix connection energy waving hard, okay, then you know everything through its light formation of its vibration, through its frequency levels, because everything has a frequency level. Okay, so those emotions, okay, are connected through the galactic moon systems. Okay. That's what I mean by understanding communication. Because the galactic moon is also shape-shifting too. It's made through the matrix of its coloration. Same with the galactic solar sun planet star systems. How it resonates and illuminates and keeps their shadow shiftings of its illuminates of whites and darks. That's how it communicates, right? It puts energy fields. It makes grass grow. It makes plants grow. Makes the atmosphere through its collectiveness. Collectiveness is through its images. And believe it or not, cloud formations dream. Nobody knows that. What I mean by that is that a cloud formation changes its winds. Okay? It's understanding weather patterns from the northwest, south, and east. Like I said, it's very important to understand your traveling mechanisms. Because once you understand its communication of its matrix of its center, you understand everything how it is centered through its line dividing. Okay, so when I say that cloud formations are connected through its soul recognition, it's also connected through emotions, and it creates its visuals of dreams. Okay, that's how it changes. Perceptions are coming from you through its dimension. Okay, that's connection. So if you see a cloud formation of a dragon, you're connecting through its perception of its dimensional. If you see a cloud formation of a face structure, you're connecting through the archangels of its realms, of the angelic realms, through its perception. Do you see where I'm going with its communication now? Through its electronic interference? That's what I mean. Everything has a dream sequence. Everything has a meditation. Clouds meditate. Ground formations meditate. They have to. That's how they grow. Everything through its seed source, its waters continuum. That's how everything is a partnership. That's how everything is centered. Okay? Once you understand its center, you become its center. So that's extremely complicated, but it's going way beyond its recognition of the matrix systems right now. But I just wanted to show you how powerful it is. Once you center yourself, you are the center of everything once you're in the matrix, because everything is line formated through its communication of its frequency levels through the harmonic systems. So powerful stuff. Hey, Bridget? There's a lot that you know now that you didn't know, right? So, but it's very important that everybody gets a true understanding of what goes on through the center of you, because everything around you is you through its life cycle. Okay? And that's how you formulate around everything through its matrix. So, you know what's amazing is that I have so much information in my energy waving system. I can't put it in words. I literally can actually draw or visualize for hours and hours and hours because the brain and the mind are so powerful. The mind is more powerful than the brain. Okay, the brain is an organ, but the mind is the visual, and that's how you create this. Okay, and it becomes exceptionally real. Okay, so basically, I can center you in the center. I can activate this right away through its communication of its ground center and everything through its up center of its cycles. I can use electronic interference. I can put that into your body system in seconds if I wanted to through my voicing grids. Okay, because it's communication right now. Because right now my voicing grids are communicating with its ground formations through its electronic interference. Okay, and it's also connected through space and through the atmospheres, and that's how everything connects through the center of its life cycle of you. Okay, so so my ground friend, I'm going to work on cheering them up through my energy flow. That's good. Your energy flow mechanisms are going to high rise, through its communication levels. You just guys have to understand, and ladies, it's very important to understand you are the center of everything. Okay? Once you understand this line dividing and its communication of everything, I mean, that's a lot of lines. Okay? That's a lot of lines. But what I'm saying is once you understand that, then you understand its matrix. That's probably the easiest way I can explain it to you, but you have to understand everything through its communication is its energy of its intelligence. Okay? So, but it's good to know that you guys are high rising to higher levels now, which is amazing. But yeah, definitely use your energy flow mechanisms there, Bridget. You're going to find the love condensers opening your heart, and that's going to rise above its systems. And once it rises above its systems, your connected energy waving patterns are going to go through its interforce, and everything through the electronic force, and everything through the angelic force, and everything through the magnetic force, and everything through the polar force, and everything through its high connection energy waving force. Okay, so I know my brain waving system just doesn't stop, does it? I mean, it's just, there's so much information in the matrix. It's unbelievable. It's a nonstop brain. Okay, it's a continuous rotation of a washing machine that just keeps going and going and going, or a dryer that goes circles and circles and circles. You know, through the cycles. Because washing machines, dryers, they're hydraulics, right? Electric. And once it's going through its cycles, you know, it goes through a cycle and then it stops, right? It has to stop because it overloads its system. But because I'm in the matrix core right now, through the center of everything, just imagine how many communication lines of communication I go through vibrations every day through its energy systems. So I could just keep going on and on and on. I have so much information through the intel that's going on through space, the atmospheres, and its ground formations. So it's just opening and expanding the mind. The mind is the most powerful thing, but the mind can't live without the brain can't live without the mind. But it's opening the visual, and it's connecting to everything through its center. And that's how you collaborate partnership with all its line formations through its vibration. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody because it's very important that I go beyond and show you what you can do once you see the center of everything is you. And that's how it goes on its continuous force. of its life cycle. So it's extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. Here's an example. You're on a cell phone. You're talking, right? Those communication airwaves are coming from your voice and grids. Now, it depends on where it's coming from. Either it's solar text, it doesn't matter. It high rises, it low rises, it medium rises. It doesn't matter. What matters is its communication of vibration, because everything line divides, okay? So now what's happening, your voice and grids are going through its mechanisms of its phone, and it's connecting through its airwaves of its telecommunication, of its telegraphing, okay, to whoever you're talking to. That's electronic energy force system. So understanding the mind and the brain waving system, you're going to understand its vibes, okay, because it's electronic vibes. You know how our phones vibrate and let us know somebody called or whatever? That's reverberation of vibration of volumes, cycles. And those cycles are high winding your force through its electronic force of its connection, of its energy force, and everything through its line formations of your cell phone force. See? I explained to you how important it is to have a cell phone in seconds just by understanding its line formation. It's powerful, powerful stuff. And once you become the power grid of your life cycle, you'll know everything around its circles, of its cycles, energy field. This is an energy field, okay? Once you feel it, you see it. I see everything through the atmospheres right now, through its hemispheres and its stratospheres, okay? This is what an energy field does, okay? So, but there's so much love in this room. I feel it. I really do feel it. Yeah, that's great, Bridget. So now you understand the true understanding of atmospheres and how it all connects through its electronic interference, and how it shapeshifts its winds into diagrams of illustrations of dream sequences, because everything is connected through its soul. And believe me, ground formation understands its centers. Wall graphing circles of its cycles of its wall graphing surfaces understands its cycles of its circles. It gets complicated, but once you understand the side divisional levels of wall graphing systems, then you understand its electronic interference and how everything is centered through its DNA. And that's how it communicates through its nature, of its atmospheres, space continuum, galactic, and the matrix. So, but you notice how fast I go through my extreme information and how it makes sense right away? The reason why it's making sense is because you're listening. And that's the most important thing to do, because everything through its communication and vibration of its energy is information and its intelligence. So if you're listening, really listening to a communication wire of a vibration, you're going to understand everything through its line formation and how it was created through its shape. Okay? Now, for example, it's drawing day today. Let's go with red, shall we? Okay, now, you understand your life cycles, right? Which is very important. So once you understand your life cycles, you can go to the next level. It's communication of vibration. Okay, this is vibration. We've been through this before. This is where it comes in through its emotions and understanding its graphing circles of its centers. Everything through its line formation, okay, is high rise in its divisional levels. Okay, so that's a vibration. Okay, now once you understand that your human emotions connect on so many levels, okay, so this is your wing, this is your mind, brain, graphing systems, okay, that's you, that's the vibration, okay. So once you get into the medical graphing system is everything through its human emotion of its health system. Okay. So I'll do that again. I've gotten so informed with cycle divisional levels, it's unreal. But I'm just showing you how it's connected through your body systems and how important it is going through your life systems. Okay? It's extremely, extremely informative once you understand its communication energy waves. Okay, so I'm just doing an outer graph. Okay. So basically that's you. Okay. This is the vibration. Now, as soon as you open your mouth through its voicing grid, it's going to go, right? Or down, up, or down, or way down, up, dig, 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 dig. So it's going to go like that, right? That's your volumes of your vibrational levels. Now, when you have a microscopic eye through its connection, okay, which becomes a solar connection of its radiation through its dimensional sets, your perception changes through its locations. What I mean by locations, your voicing grids go through so many communication lines of planet systems, intelligent solar systems. So your vibration, okay, if it's getting confused by its information, this is what happens. Okay, it goes like this. It's very important to understand once you go through a body system, this is what you can have. This is what happens with your voicing grids. Okay, so it's very important that your voicing grids stay in line formation. Okay, see what's happened now? See how you go from line formation to a voicing grid from low to high, and then low, 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 then high again? These are different voice patterns, but now you're creating divisional lines on the negative. That means that you had a negative thought. This is what happens. It goes around, okay? It twindles, it twangles, okay? It crosswinds everything through its line formation of its vibration, okay? So it's very important to understand that when your vibration's like this, okay, you have to know how to get it out of your system. Because if you don't get it out of your system, now you're creating a dark vibrational signal, okay? Once it activates, okay, it's going to create a force system. If it creates a force system, it's going to create an active system, and it's going to create a portal system, and then it's going to create a dimensional system, and then it's going to create a wormhole system, and then it's going to create a black hole. Okay, but that's exactly what it is. Okay, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to crosswind your divisional lines through vibrations. You want to keep them line formated. Okay, that's what it means when it goes to the mind-braving systems of the galactic higher self or the matrix systems. Okay, because if you create that dimensional set and it becomes a wormhole, what happens? That vibrational signal is created through its center and circulates and rotates on the opposite side. So it goes counterclockwise. So it goes in its back force. Okay. So once it creates, it goes around its whole synergy of its body. It's collecting all divisional levels and changing your factors of your frequencies of your dream sets. So basically, it's creating a dark you. Okay. This is understanding when you get into the spiritual force, this is what goes on in the galactic system. It's understanding your voicing grids through its vibration and how important it is to know what's going on with the dark formation of its vibration. So once you create that, it's now in the brain system. Okay? Dark vibration right now. Location through its frequency levels is creating into the mind-brain frequencies, and it's changing everything. So basically, it's reprogramming your brain. It's taking the light formations out through its vibrational signals. Because right now, you know how a snake to its prey, it wraps around your body systems? That's exactly what it is. Just imagine how to try to take a snake away from a body. It's extremely hard, right? That's what it is. So it's understanding how to change that vibration through its circuitry levels, because everything through the mind and the brain is connected. So if this creates this, now what's happening, all that dark energy goes into your systems and it creates through your whole body, all dark. It's all like this. Okay? So what's happened now is your vibrations are in the dark centers, and those dark centers are turning into dark cycles of its life cycle. So now you're creating a dark life system cycle through its vibration of its voicing grid. Okay? So it's fascinating stuff. This is going through the analytical mind system. Okay, this is going way beyond its circuitry systems of its brainwave systems. Okay, this is what happens with the mind when you create vibrations on the dark side. Okay, so everything is counterclockwise. So in that vibrational signal will go up into space. Okay, all right, and now what's happening through its connected energy wave, because it's still the connected energy magnetic highway, it's going through its circulation rotation, but now you've created the opposite way. Okay, so if it creates its opposite way, it's going to send back down its information into the chakra, okay, of its crown chakra, okay, and that magnetic force and highway is going to send down dark vibrations, and those dark vibrations stay in your system. Okay, so what's going to happen? Everything through your life cycle. Okay, I'm showing you the light side and the dark side. It's very important you guys understand both. Very important. Everything's crosswind. Okay, you start with the person in the center, which is you. Okay. Okay, very important. That's you in the center. Okay, now you're creating a dark vibration through its connection force of its dark force through the crown chakra, through the solar connected energy wave and magnetic force system. It's going back into the system, creating a dark round through dark circles, and now it's becoming a black hole. So your life cycle is now a black hole. Okay, so once it creates this black hole, it still has its point centers, but now you're in divisional sets. So you're on a higher vibration, but you're on the dark side. You are now on the dark side. Okay, different elements, different particles of space, different atmospheres. Now you're creating everything through its negative source, and everything through its negative source goes into its back force. Okay, so it's going the opposite way than clockwise. Okay, it's going the opposite way now because you created a dark round. So you create that dark round and it goes round and round and round and round and round. Oh boy, what's going on? It's not stopping. So your mind-brain systems is now creating a visual of a virtual reality of its dark system. So if you get into a portal of a dark round through its activation, the plasmazine force system is now creating through its life cycle. Okay, life cycle, dark round. Okay. You have to know these things. This will help you out with your meditation methods. Okay, it's very important that everybody understands what's going on right now. Okay, so you created a dimension of a dark round through a black hole. Now you're creating a life cycle of a dark round. So once you create a dark round, you go through divisional lines, and now you're going through another black hole. And this is where it becomes very interesting because now you created 4 divisional lines of security defense. Okay, so if you go through that, you got to know how to get out of it. I said that before through its traveling mechanism. How you go through its activation, and before you go through a dimension of its sets, you have to understand how to change its activation or you get sucked back in. So you will create that dark round and you will go deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, so you created a dark wormhole, dark round, dark force, dark energy through its life cycle. And now you created a dark circle of a dark round through wormhole. This is a wormhole. This is all dark. These are all line divisions of dark. Every dimensional set is a different parallel. These are alignments. These are communication airwaves of its electronic interference. Now the life cycle is on the dark round now. Okay. So now you're creating a whole different civilization of a dark center. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like a rabbit hole with Alice in Wonderland, but that was a little bit more a communication level of a mystical land and that kind of thing. But this is what happens. This is how it's created through its human behavior. And now everybody has to understand through the point centers how you can go through a life force, okay, through the light side, but you can also create a life cycle through its dark side. Okay, and this is what you create. You create a wormhole. Okay, once you create a wormhole in the dark realm, it's very hard to get out of that life cycle. Now you know how important it is to know what I have to do to change all your fractions and your DNA structures at circuitry levels and upgrade your cycles. So now you're starting to understand what cycles are: high division, low division, oxygen levels, volumes, line dividing, subdividing, okay, circuitry systems, volumizing, heat signatures. Everything is connected through its vibration of the light side and the dark side. Okay, that's what it is. So just be cautious on what you create. Yeah, I like to hear that. Wow. This is when you're connected through the spiritual around 100% force system, Bridget, because I have answers to everything through the human body system. Everything through its behavioral system, everything through its vibration system, a master of energy, a master of vibration, a master of harmonic systems. I am now connected through the power grids of its matrix systems. So that's why I understand its communication of its life cycles through the light side and the dark side. Yes, it's the yin and the yang. That's exactly what it is. Yep. So, but I think it's fascinating. If you look at that, you know, you go from this, okay, right, to this. Now, if you go from this and you communicate with the ground formations, oh boy. When you communicate with the ground formation, now you're going through a whole different level of vibration, okay? So what's going to happen all through that ground formation is going to connect through its forestry, its community, okay? Because it highwinds its force on its electronic force of its interference, because everything is electronic interference through its vibration signals. So when you create that dark realm of a black hole, it's now connecting on a higher level of its dark force. So those force systems are going on a counterclockwise force. Okay, so once it goes on a continuous force, it's creating a civilization of its own kind. So now you're communicating with the grounds on a dark level. Now you're communicating with its graphing circles of its cycles and everything through its wall surface is a dark. Atmospheres are dark. Cloud formations are dark. Galactic system, space, matrix. Now, if you create a realm in the matrix centers, everything goes black. Okay? And that's how the light starts dissipating. And that's how its circuitry levels go out. Okay? And that's how your lifespan is cut short. Okay? Everybody needs to know that, because everybody lives and everybody dies. But there's a reason for that, because it's created through the light force of its vibration and the dark force of its vibration. Okay? So you got to ask yourself, how important is to have your life cycle on its illumination of lights than have it on your dark side of its lights? Because if you can create light, you can create dark. Okay? So from this to this. Okay? So but you have to know these things, and you know it's extremely informative, because everybody goes through their depressions, their psychonisms, and everything through the connection of their, you know, upset, they're frustrated, they're angry, confused, not sure who I am anymore. You know, that's all depression. That's stress. The more stress you create, the more realms you create through its dark centers of its vibration. So it's very important that you keep meditating through its life formations, through its cycles of its life cycle, through its activation of its code cycles, through its full rotation of its circles. So everything I give you, Bridget, is new information. You just have to know how important it is that you are the center of everything, okay? And whatever you create is extremely real. You create the insides and outsides of everything through the body system. You can create light and you can create dark. So no, I don't think anybody wants to, Angel. But, in retrospect, everything lives on a cycle, long span or short span. But it all depends on you and which way you want to go. So, do we create our relationships? You create relationships with yourself. Okay. Once you understand you're the center of everything, then you understand your relationship with everything. So, it's great that you have these things because, there's a lot of things that are going on right now through light and dark, right? You are the center of the matrix. You are the center of your communication. You are the master of your definition of your life cycle. You are the center of your relationship with yourself, friends, loved ones, community, and humanity. So, look at this, another hour. I just keep going. Yeah. But the information I give you will make you stronger within its cycles, okay? And that's how you go through your systems. And that's how you go through your power systems. And that's how you go through your connection systems. And that's how you go through your energy systems. And that's how you go through your vibration systems. And that's how you go through your systematical systems of its body, okay, and ecosystems. So, but I gave you a lot to think about, which is great because everybody has to know what's going on with their life cycles and how important it is that you can go from this to this. Okay, that's how it's created from its DNA. See? So, and that's how connected you guys are, and ladies, to the matrix. Yeah, it's time for balance and light. That's exactly what it is. And just going beyond its recognition of its soul, Bridget. That's what you want to do. You want to go beyond everything through its perception. And that's how everything becomes its illumination of its lights. Okay? So, oh, that's an interesting question for me. Is cancer a disease? Is it a result of negative vortex? No, Cancer is it's a connection energy waving pattern through a dark force. It's a dark vibration of its energy system. Because, like I said, everything through its vibration, through light or dark, is intelligence. Okay, it's extremely real. Okay, and it's a cyst that just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. It wants to take over your body. It wants to take over your body. Okay, that's the cancer cells, and it's taken over the white cells of its human vessel, right? So that's what you don't want to create this, because if you create this, you're going through higher levels of dark force through its vibration. Okay, that's what you don't want to do. So just ask yourself how important it is to your life cycle. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, but it's not the Earth. It's the matrix Earth. Through my perception, because I'm in the ground formations of its power grids, are okay. Power grids is an energy cycle. It's kind of like an electric shock, and it goes into, let's say it's in the city limits, and you go into it, and it covers everything through its communication lines. That's what the power grid is. It's the center of everything through its gravitation of its solar, and its space, and its galactic, and its matrix. Okay, that's what it is. So, but yeah, the matrix is bringing back its light, yeah, through its balance of its vibration. And that's how we connect through its humanity. If we communicate center of ourselves and we calibrate life cycles, everything through its cycles and surface, okay, will correct all divisional lines, okay, of your mind and brain frequencies. It's how you use your telegraphing ways of telecommunication of your brain systems and your mind systems. Because your mind frequency systems is using communication of its brain frequency systems. So it's all about understanding, okay, how to center your balance through its communication of its nature's core, space continuum, galactic, and the matrix. Okay? That's how you keep that continuous force through its communication lines of its vibration. So. But I love how you guys are getting more personal now. You're starting to really know everything that's going on right now because you see the change, you feel the change, you know the change. It's changing now. Okay? Yep. Yep. Harmony, creativity, joy. Yeah. The more you create with its positive feeds of its positive words, it's going to change your life cycles every day. And it's going to high rise through your communication of its vibration. And you're going to get a higher illumination of lights. Okay? Now, on my channel, I may say, what's the difference between light and dark? But I don't say, hey, go dark. I say, hey, go light. Right? And that's what I mean by resonating on the right channel and not the wrong channel. Especially now, because it's disturbing, you know. I see videos about everything that's going on through its space connection, everything through its space Saudi connection, everything through its galactic system of space connection. You know, they put things out there just for people for entertainment and not realize how serious it is when everything through space is active through its present. Okay? It doesn't side winds, it doesn't east winds, it doesn't north winds, it doesn't south winds. It's center winds. Everything around its activation of its energy cycles. Okay. So when I see stuff like, I was mentioning before, this is really interesting how there was a hole in the center of the sun where it was creating from its Earth's atmosphere. And its connection energy wavings were going through its connection wires. And those connection wires were creating a whole new system where the internet would go out. There's no truth to that. There's no truth to that. And it's just history in time where they want to entertain the people. Okay? There's no truth at all. And once you understand your perception and your life formations and how activating systems are very real, everything through space is amazing. It's mystical. How it's created, how the speed force is, So, but, just be cautious, like I say. I'll say this again and again on my live videos. It's very important that you guys resonate on life channels with life source, with life communication, of illumination of its lights through its activeness and its circulation. Because like I said, you can create this right away. Okay? So, and another thing that bothers me is I'm finding that, they got this microchip that's coming out, and they're saying that there's activation that's going on, and they're putting this microchip in a human brain. So it's allocating its locations through its divisional lines of vibrational levels. So it's trying to find how to use the conscious level and how to upgrade its energetic system through the mind-brain waving system, its circuitry systems. And I'm saying, I don't think that's a good idea. That's my opinion. The reason that is because it's a microchip, and there's a lot of information about doing this will create something different. Some people go this way, some people go that way, but we're coming into the age of not robots. Okay, I want to make that very well clear. We're coming into the age of consciousness. That's what it is. It's evolving your light formations into illuminations of communication lines through its ground formations, its atmosphere, space continuum, galactic system, and the matrix. And that's what I want everybody to do, is to high rise through their balance, through their life cycles of its continuous force. Okay? Because we're not coming into an age of robots, machines. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen. No. So, I'd rather be free, live free, be free. I'm free now. Fly like an eagle. Yeah, it's just so many things on TV, and people just get the wrong idea, and that creates dark realms. That creates black holes. Everybody asks me, I did videos on what is dark matter? Why is everybody fascinated with dark matter? Dark matter is dark energy, dark vibration. Let's concentrate on the illumination of lights. Let's concentrate on life cycles of its continuous force. Okay? So, but creation comes from everything through the mind. And once you understand its open frequencies, wow, the power sets in through the telekinesis, because everything is activated, right? So, free is the best. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, free is the best. Be free, live free, peace among everything through its natures, its waters, its airs, its fire, its earth, its community, its communication, its vibration, its energy. These are the things that we have to look at in the future. Not robots, not machines, not microchips. Okay? So, there are other ways, and consciousness, once you reach that level through your balance, It's an amazing thing, because you become so intelligent through knowledge of its information, through its center of everything. And that's how you can formalize everything through its healing transitions, and how you can go everything through its body systems, and how you can heal everything through its circuitry systems, and how everything is made through its formulations of its body and ecosystems. So, because everything is through telecommunication, and understanding transformation lights of its telegraphing systems is going to keep your lifespans and your life cycles on its continuous force systems. So, but that's a lot to take in. I'm going to let you guys go for now. But feel free to ask questions on everything that's going on through its systems and the matrix and the grid systems, as I keep you informed of what's going on with its communication of its line formations and everything through the center of its matrix systems. Peace, harmony, yin and yang. Yep. It's exactly what it is. Breathing mechanisms, cleansing the body and everything. Okay, so I love you guys very much. Take it easy. This is Andrew Weston from the Matrix Grid Systems, through the energy systems of the gravitation of its pull of its center systems. Calling it. Adios.